Betrayal trauma shatters the internal landscape of the nervous system. After repeated deception, the body's threat detection circuitry rewires into a state of permanent hypervigilance. This creates a brutal conflict. Healing requires human connection, yet the traumatized brain now categorizes the very act of being known as a mortal threat. Even considering reaching out to a friend or a therapist can trigger a physical cascade, a racing pulse, racing intrusive thoughts, and a paralyzing fear of abandonment. These sensations represent the heart's attempt to protect itself. Your nervous system is flooding your body with alarm signals to prevent the possibility of sustaining further damage. Moving forward isn't about ignoring this fear. It requires solving the biological friction between the body's demand for safety and the soul's necessity for connection. The natural impulse is to throw your heart into the unknown, treating trust as a set-in, total disclosure to anyone who offers to listen. This impulsive opening often backfires. Seeking help from well-meaning but unequipped people frequently leads to being minimized, blamed, or told to just forgive before the trauma has even been processed. To heal without being re-traumatized, survivors can replace the impulse to overshare with a controlled, engineered approach to seeking support. This framework relies on one rule: safety must precede trust. Trust develops as a structural response to repeated patterns of honesty, respect, and compassion. Safe relationships provide observable evidence, like emotional validation, a lack of judgment, and strict confidentiality. To protect this growth, you build a safety plan. Think of it as individual layers proving to your nervous system you're back in control. This structured predictability quiets the body's alarm signals before you even begin a conversation. The first layer of the plan is weather checking. Just as you would check the conditions before a long journey, you assess another person's emotional climate before revealing your pain. This involves using a prepared opening statement. You might ask a leader or a friend directly, "Before I share more, I'd like to know what you understand about betrayal trauma." This question allows you to gather data. It forces the other person to reveal their capacity for empathy and their level of wisdom before you have risked your own vulnerability. Weather checking transforms you into an active, empowered observer. You are the one evaluating the environment, rather than just a passive participant hoping for a safe landing. The plan also includes preset exit strategies that act as emotional safety rails. You decide in advance exactly how long the conversation will last and which topics are strictly off-limits. Having phrases ready like, "I need to stop and process this," ensures you are never trapped. These boundaries allow you to remain connected to yourself, even while interacting with others. For those of faith, this process is anchored by a relationship with God. You can seek divine guidance for discernment, looking to the example of Christ, who maintained absolute poise and clear boundaries, even when facing betrayal and misunderstanding. Combining these absolute boundaries with deep spiritual grounding creates a safe environment where vulnerability is a deliberate, protected choice. Even when a conversation goes well, the immediate aftermath often brings a surprising physiological drop. This is the vulnerability hangover. Sharing requires immense emotional energy, leaving the system overexposed. The resulting wave of exhaustion is a normal adjustment, a physical reaction to the preceding act of courage, not a sign you made a mistake. Understanding this cycle allows you to see the exhaustion for what it is, the physical evidence that you have done something brave. The final stage of the architecture is the self-compassion plan, predetermined actions like rest, listening to music, or quiet prayer that you use to care for yourself while your nervous system recovers. If a weather check reveals that a person is not safe, you can walk away with your worth intact. You have gained valuable information without losing your peace. Each time you check the weather, set a boundary, or care for yourself after a difficult day, you are gathering evidence of your own reliability. The true result of this process is the realization that you can trust yourself. You are proving that you can observe, you can set boundaries, and you can fiercely protect your own heart, one courageous step at a time.